Hi betting experts, on Saturday May the 10th we've got a traditional ITV 7 on Saturday, some real variety. Swinton Hurdle from Haydock, cracking Oaks and Derby trials at Lingfield, although small fields and firm ground have rather blighted that fixture, and a really good card at Ascot where the Victoria Cup will be the day's big betting race. We start off with our betting expert Daily Nap. This goes in the 135 at Haydock, the 2 mile Swinton Handicap Hurdle, one of their big prestige races to kick off the new jump season here, and I think our champ is the one to side with on good drying ground that suits him ideally. He was a nice winner at Ascot back in November last year. He's largely run with credit since, and I think it's fair to say Chris Gordon was pretty much out of form for most of last jump season. He certainly didn't build on what had happened the year before, but his horses are running well at the minute. He's had 2 winners in the last week, and I really like the way this one ran last time out at Plumpton. He overdid things on the front end. They're duelling on a very rapid pace and did well to finish as close as he did. Now Freddie Gordon will have to be a lot more patient in this big field round Haydock, but I think he's got conditions to suit. He's race fit. He's a solid and reliable finder for pressure, and I think the long Haydock flat straight will suit him. The ground there good at the time of recording. They put plenty of water on, but I would imagine it'll dry out through the day on Saturday. Our betting expert value angle selection goes in the 240 at Ascot, the Victoria Cup, over a mile, competitive, but I've had my eye on Glen Eagle Bay for some time now, and I think at around about 10 to 1 he represents really good value. Now perhaps one of the reasons you're getting a double figure price is he's not from a well-known yard, Stephen Thorne, based in Ireland. This one's an all-weather winner. I thought that he shaped really well in defeat on his return to action at the Curragh after a 4-month break back in March. He was hammered in the market. I think he started 7-2 in a huge field handicap there, and watching that run back this morning, he ran really well. First of all, I think the soft ground sapped him in the end because he pulled too hard in the early stages. You could tell he was G'd up for the day. He tanked round under a straight, but he never quite got there and then faded in the final 100 yards, but he did look a well-treated horse, and I think on much quicker ground with a really strong gallop up the Ascot straight. He's got all the accoutrements on the tongue strap, and he's got Holly Doyle up as well, which I think is a plus for the first time in this huge field. And Glen Eagle Bay is a very interesting runner here, no doubt well treated, and the fact he's come over from Ireland looks significant for this valuable Saturday prize. The remaining 5 races on ITV, we'll spin through them in time order. Over to Lingfield. Now the BHA had a good look at the track earlier in the week. It's very quick ground. They have put a lot of water on, so it's still going to be quick ground on the undulations. They struggle to get runners on the turf course at Lingfield at the best of times, and obviously this week's been a bit nervous for them. Anyway, we've gone for Gincident in the 115, a 1 mile 2 furlong handicap. Comes from a yard, James Owen, I really like. Lots of good young horses. Now they've left it behind 3 runs. He's been short prices each time since arriving from Richard Fahey. They obviously think he's a well-treated horse, and they've got plenty to measure him against at home. I don't think things have panned out for him ideally in a small field, but fast turf, hopefully a strong gallop here. There's a couple who do want to go off the front. Hector Crouch can pick these off late up the straight. Back to Lingfield for the 150. That's another small field here for this 1 mile 3 furlong handicap. Not confident, but I do think Vice President is an interesting runner. He got a very negative ride first time up on stable debut at Newbury last month, never landing a blow in a muddling small field. Ryan Moore surely will be a lot more positive on this occasion, and he remains with handicapping upside for new connections. Over to Ascot for the 205, a 1 mile fillies handicap. Well, John and Thady Gosden have obviously been in the headlines this week. They've sacked off Kieran Schumacher. They've got Buick on Rainbow's Edge for this seasonal reappearance. I think he's sure that she will be fully fit for this valuable Saturday prize. She's quite a promising performer at listed level last season, and I think her opening mark into handicaps looks on the lenient side. 225 at Lingfield, a 3-runner Oaks trial. It's an Oaks trial in all but name on the firm ground. 1 mile 3 furlongs. Gazelle likely to be odds on, possibly long odds on. She's got plenty in hand on the ratings. Aidan O'Brien's had good winners at Chester this week, so they're well forward, or more forward than usual. I just think Gazelle will win this with a minimum of fuss at a very short price. And finally, back to Lingfield for the 3 o'clock, a Derby trial over 1 mile 3. Well, there are some interesting colts in this, but I think race fitness might just count for plenty, and Rahib at the prices under Sylvester de Souza looks the one to side with. Variant going typically well, 4 winners in the last fortnight at a 17% strike rate, and this progressive performer might just be fully fully race fit. He was just pegged on the line when second at Haydock last time out, mugged right on the post, and if he goes off in front against that far rail on very quick ground, he could take plenty of catching here. Best of luck with all 7 ITV races on Saturday, betting experts.